A Plaguelands Media production.
Hey everyone, this is Hugh from Plaguelands Media bringing you another book review today, so cheers. Now, today I am reviewing a book that so many people have read. There is really no point in me doing this review. This is considered an absolute classic. I read this book when I was in elementary school, albeit a different version. But here it is. This is my review of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, I know this book was written in 1937. This edition, however, has a few revisions to it. Some things that fans in the past had pointed out that they went back and changed and fixed. My version when I read it back in elementary school was a huge illustrated kind of large version. It had these beautiful painted artworks in it and things like that. Very easy for you to kind of imagine what is going on by looking at the pictures and then kind of reading whatever. This one was completely different from what I remember it. And that's probably because I'm reviewing this not back in the 80s, but in 2024. So I'm just going to get right into it. However, I will say there might be some spoilers, although you've probably read it. I am not going to be comparing this to the films. I've only seen the movies once. I understand that they are vastly different from the book, that a lot of people hate them. I've started rewatching An Unexpected Journey, enjoying it for what it is, but I'm not going to be factoring that into my review at all. So, you know what? This is not going to be very long. Let's just get right into the next episode of...
Read a fucking book. Read a fucking book. Read a fucking book. People.
Okay. The Hobbit, or There and Back Again. Really, the only way to effectively review this is by reviewing it as what it is, and that's, it's a kid's book. It's a children's book. It's not anywhere close to the sophistication of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which is fine. It's not supposed to be. It's a book that I can imagine a father reading to his children at night, a few chapters every night, or maybe just one chapter every night. Some of the chapters are very long. So what's it all about? For those of you that have been living in the fucking dark for however long, it's basically about a wizard, Gandalf the Grey, who pretty much tricks Bilbo Baggins, the Hobbit, into going on a journey with some dwarves to reclaim their kingdom from a dragon that has taken it over. The dwarves are all kinds of, different types. There's a fat one, there's an angry one, blah, 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 blah. It's all fucking same. Bilbo doesn't want to go on the adventure. Ultimately, he does. He leaves his hobbit hole and goes off and discovers the wonders of the wide world, the shape-shifting bear Bjorn, the the goblins, the spiders of Mirkwood. He meets the wood elves. He meets the people, the lake people, who ultimately help in the battle, and then blah blah blah. You know what? It's a fucking fantasy book. That's all it is. It's just a fantasy book written and designed to get kids' imaginations running wild and to kind of push them into going on their own adventures. That's ostensibly what it is. It's basically a book saying, listen, don't stay at home doing nothing all day. Go outside. There's fucking awesome shit out there. And in that respect, you can't fault this book. It's fucking fun. It really is just fun. It's a fun read. It's well written. A little boring in parts, but then, you know, most books are. There are parts in most books where the reader goes, oh, come on, get to the fucking point. And that point's going to be different for everybody. The characters are fun. The adventure is meaningful and worthwhile. The dwarves want to reclaim their homeland. There's a dragon in it, albeit, pardon me, I have to admit that the battle with the dragon at the end is it's like the final battle in Twilight. Just lackluster at best. But then you get the Battle of the Five Armies, and you're just like, wow, everything just fucking ramps up again. It's just a good fucking time. It's a good book. It's a good jumping off point for kids that want to get into fantasy. It's a good jumping off point for parents that want their kids to get into fantasy. If you're a fucking parent and you're like, should I read my kid Harry Potter? Should I read my kid The Hobbit? Read them the fucking Hobbit first. Harry Potter's great. Don't get me wrong. I've read all the books, loved all the books. I've seen, well, I'm not going to say I've seen all the movies because I didn't actually watch the last Harry Potter film because the one before it, spoiler alert, ended with the death of Dobby, and I just went, you know what? Fuck you. You've tugged my heartstrings too much. Not doing it. But this is just a fantastic jumping off point for kids who want to get into fantasy. It's an easy read. The language is simple. The author, which I really appreciate this point, as I was reading it, it was fucking bugging the shit out of me, and then I realized it's because I'm an adult. But the author talks to you through the prose just to let you know, okay, this is what's coming up, or did you remember this part, and things like that, which as a kid, I probably really enjoyed that. As an adult, it's annoying, but it's a great fucking technique. There's not much else I'm going to say about The Hobbit that hasn't already been fucking said, so I'm just going to leave this review here, but by all means, if you haven't read it, go and read it. If you have read it, go and reread it and just capture that magic that was there the first time you picked this book up. Probably as a kid, maybe as a teenager. Who knows? The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. This version is the updated version. I believe they call it revised edition. I apologize. The revised edition. Let this year be the stepping stone into getting everyone fucking reading again, because it was a lot of fun. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to drink some Elvish wine, because why the fuck not? We're in Middle-earth, of course. So please, everyone, stay safe. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And, of course, go on a fucking adventure, people.